so much, Madam Deputy Speaker. Well, this has been some debate. I have to say at the outset, I didn't think our modest little motion that we presented today would trigger the Tory backbench in the way that it has done. There has been some amazing speeches in response to what we put forward as a very reasonable motion about the behaviour and the conduct of the Prime Minister. Now, I want to come to their speeches because some of them, Madam Deputy Speaker, were truly fascinating. I want to go into some details, but first of all, I want to congratulate my honourable friends for some outstanding contributions today. And I'll start with my right honourable friend, the member for Ross Skye and Lochaber, who was absolutely right to highlight and list that litany of sleaze and corruption, reminding us of the Nolan principles in public right. And he was right to use the L word. Now, I've been 20 years in this House. It's not become commonplace for that to be placed here, for that to be used. Today, it's the only word that is appropriate. No other alternatives can be found. And it's the only way that we could describe somebody's conduct. And Madam Deputy Speaker, the Chair of Ways and Means was absolutely right to make that ruling today, because there is no other word to describe what he has said to this House. I'm even reluctant to use it. I've been in this House so long. But lie it is. And there have been some great speeches. The member for Dundee East, the member for Coatbridge, Christon and Bellshill, the member for Adrian Shotts, the member for Midlothian was a fantastic speech, Motherwell and Wishart, Paisley and Renfrewshire North, Kilmarnock and Loudon, Aberdeen South. And I think that I would rather have the member for Aberdeen South's toddler any day address the CBI rather than the Prime Minister, and of course the member for Gordon and the honourable member for Merioneth. And then there was the Conservative speech as well. Jeez, Madam Deputy Speaker, where do you start? First of all, they come here and they tell us we shouldn't be debating this, that we should be debating something else. They said exactly the same thing last time we had an opposition day. We weren't to debate what we want. Maybe we should just go to the Leader of the House and ask him what permission we can have and to tell us exactly what we should be debating in our own opposition day. And what a hard neck they have got, because they have just pockled half a day from our opposition day today so they can discuss the wearing of face masks in England. And if they don't know what pockled means, Madam Deputy Speaker, let me tell them what it means. It means misappropriating and taking away and stealing. And that's exactly what they did today. But we've missed. I thought we were doing them a favour. I thought they would all be queuing up, jumping over each other to get to their feet to defend the Prime Minister, to tell us what a wonderful character he was, to tell us about all his attributes, to tell us he was the most honest man in the world, that he was corruption and sleaze free. Okay? None of them did it. Not one. He said there's one. I think there was somebody else that might have actually mentioned just how valuable to them that they are. But like none of the rest of them were even going to start to prepare to defend their Prime Minister. They wanted to talk about absolutely everything else other than what this motion was about. They tried to get us to talk about everything else other than this. But let me tell them this too. They think this is unimportant. And that's going to be their downfall. They actually believe their own rhetoric that nobody cares about Tory sleaze and corruption. It is all anybody's talking about. Why do they think their opinion poll rating has dropped something up to 8 percentage points? It's not because the SNP aren't debating education or health. It's because they are mired in a sleaze and corruption scandal of the scale of the 1990s. That is the reality of what people are discussing, the length and breadth of this country, and that is why they are falling. I'll give way. It's all the time I'm giving way. Quickly.
I'm very grateful to my honourable friend for Perth and North Perthshire. The Intelligence and Security Committee stated recently that Russian influence in the UK is the new normal, with successive governments having welcomed the oligarchs and their money with open arms, providing with a means of recycling their illicit finance, and then with connections to companies and political figures. That's corruption at the heart of the British government, isn't it?
Absolutely and utterly. I mean, the list of corruption sleaze, it would take all day and longer than I'm allowed to just detail it, even the scantiest of details. They are up to their necks in it now. They might wish, as they have been doing all afternoon, that the public could not care about this. The public care very much. And I'll tell you who they've got to blame for this. The very man that this motion mentions. It is their Prime Minister that has led them to the fall in the polls. Now, I thought they would be rushing to join us this evening. I mean, come and roam in the gloaming with us in the eye lobby as we censor the Prime Minister, because he has treated them appallingly, almost to the point of cruelty. They're having to defend themselves from their constituents. They're actually having to say to their constituents that Peppa Pig isn't a government minister, such is the confusion that abounds them. So join us tonight. You know it's the right thing. This Prime Minister has treated them appallingly, and they should be helping us this evening. The Prime Minister has actually gone from being the brightest Brexit asset to the biggest liability. Forget about being led to the top of the hill. They've had to carve out a new gorge and mountain range for the amount of mountaineering that they've had to go up and down. So this is why they should be helping us this time. They thought they were going to saunter to their next election victory. The Prime Minister has sorted it for that. But I have to say to my right honourable friend, the member for Roskillie and Lochaber, I'm a bit conflicted by this motion. I'm not conflicted in the sense that I don't think what we have is a disgrace of a minister, somebody who shouldn't get within several feet of Larry the cat rather than the number 10 sitting room. But I'm conflicted because when we talk about a Prime Minister like this, he is the best recruiting sergeant that we have for the cause of Scottish independence. What would we do without him is the thing that we have got. And they're all saying, they're agreeing with me. He has more than anybody else made sure that the cause of Scottish independence has been promoted the way that it has. And we have to thank him for this. So I have to say, my right honourable friend, I'm just a little bit conflicted. I'll back the motion because he's useless, because he's corrupt, because he's sleazeworthy, and because he lies to this House. But by God, what a job he has done for the cause of Scottish independence, and for that we have him to thank for. And when I'm thanking people in the course of a debate, it would be lax of me not to thank the Conservative backbench. Thank you for your efforts today. That was absolutely fantastic, because something they always forget when they get up and make these stupid speeches is that the people of Scotland are watching them. Now, they were enamoured by he's not in his place, which is a real unfortunate. The member for Ashfield, a disgraceful speech that it was. And people of Scotland watch them, and they're thinking, why on earth would I want to be in this minging midden with these people speaking about my nation such as this? And for that, I thank them most sincerely, and I think that they've done a stellar job today in ensuring that Scottish independence is conducted. Now, there's a whole list of things. Just one issue I'll have to touch on, because we've been doing... I'm getting my Tory fans really backing what I'm saying today. But the one issue that we really have to touch on, because it's been mentioned so often by honourable friends, it is that place down the end of the corridor. What a place. I believe the House of Lords is now ground zero of Tory corruption. And the fact that we can have former Tory treasurers, all but one of the last 9, in that place, for the only defining feature they have, I've looked through them all, and I was looking for philanthropy, I was looking for good causes, I was looking for charities. The only thing that unites them is this rare ability to be able to give £3 million to Tory coffers. Now, there is no way that this can continue.
Order. The honourable gentleman is veering very close to the line here. He must not accuse individuals from the Lords. And I know that he'll want to be finishing off quite soon. Pete Wishart.
I'll obviously follow your stricture, Madam Speaker. I'm not referring to individuals, I'm referring to that place down there. And, you know what I mean? And I'll say to the Labour Party, none of them turned up today. There's 2 backbenchers come along. Help us, for goodness sake, to clean that place out. Do not accept any more members of the House of Lords, for goodness sake. We've got this one opportunity with all this Tory corruption going on with the House of Lords if we do it. Now, I was listening to the Honourable Lady, and I like her. She's one of these genuine Labour frontbenchers. But there was nobody from the Labour Party here today. What is that about? This is serious stuff. This is the behaviour of the Prime Minister. This is his conduct generally. And we need to make sure that the Labour Party are with us in order to take this on. We won't stop this. We want out of this House. Scotland will be an independent nation. We're not going to be here for much longer. The Scottish people are observing how business is done here, and they do not like it one bit. They do not like the speeches from the honourable gentleman, the ladies at the back. They cannot stand this Prime Minister. More and more, the Scottish people are looking at this. They're deciding that what they want is a nation of their own, a country that they could decide and design in their own fashion, not determined by a Tory Prime Minister. And, Madam Deputy Speaker, they are going to get it.